Oh hey guys, Alex from alext.com again. Now today I'm going to talk about how drawings help you think better. Now a lot of people don't actually utilize this form of interpretation when you are trying to get into a state of um, getting the brain more in connect with what you want to achieve. And the brain is really powerful because as you know, when I talk, I uses my hand without me knowing, and the gesture alone is kind of like that's a signal of how the brain talk and I express myself. And some people can actually talk without moving their hands, but like for me, I reckon like it really helps me to get to point A to point B, sort of expression. So now drawing is kind of the similar sort of expression as well. Like I'll give you 5 points today. A very basic fundamental of where how the drawings will actually help, because I remember the first an early stage when I was in a creative agency. I was talking to a creative directors, and I didn't know why is he doodling and talking to me at the same time. I was finding it really interesting that as I look at his doodle, like he was doodling, and I kind of get certain points that words cannot describe it. So from then onwards, I've been trying to look out, like why is that some people are doodling, some are not, and I find those who do those, I can allow myself to understand a little bit more of just a limitation of just talking. So so the first one we get into is intuitive. So intuitive is, for example, like a baby, or not a baby, like a young children, like between like age of 3 to 6, when they started to learn how to hold a pen, and their hands are pretty pretty good at holding crayons or color pencil. Now the amazing things about like kids when they are young, they are able to express themselves based on the information that they collected around them, for like families and friends and pets and elements. And you can see it's really interesting that kids can actually draw out like the elements that they are thinking, and it's just amazing. Like you can see how they think in terms of the visual interpretation. So that is through the intuitive drawings. Now the second one is you can tap into the beauty of the signal and information that you have collected for the past life, or on a certain location or places. Like if you want to interpret your certain things that you think, and as you draw it out, like you might have think about like certain places that you have been, like Singapore, and you think about, oh yeah, you might have like gone to the statue that is like like a water spitting lion. They call it a merlion, and you will have like, if that's the first time that you've been there, and that's really unique, and you were like, oh yeah, you probably like, oh, that merlion, like what's that like? And then you pick out a pen, and then you start drawing how it looks like, and then you started to bring out all these certain different elements of how it looks like. And it's amazing, as you draw it out, you started to be creative. Your brain creates signals, and most likely, if you're not an artist, you generally probably not gonna draw it as exact as it is. But somehow, I mean, that's again like how your hands cooperate with your brain. That's another story, because some people are good, some are not. But you are still able to draw out certain the elements of a merlion to look like really as close as you can. And as you draw, your brain brings out all the little information for your hand to get that whole picture. Now that's the beauty of, like, the whole drawings that can allow the beauty to bring out to express in terms of visually. Now the third one is, as you draw, you are able to bring out the sort of the understanding the shapes and forms and the arrangement of how those lines and circles and things that really bring out their reflection. Now the when for example, like if you look at horizontal line, it's different from a vertical line. So the reflection of the lines and the shapes are like different. So let's say like if you have an axis y and then you have an axis x, just use y and x for now. In general, like people will look at like, oh yeah, in the business they will look at the time is on the x and the revenue is on the y. So you got that, and then by just putting the diagonal line, you can see the interpretation of the whole thing as growth in the business. So that representation of the reflection of shapes is really powerful. So by drawing, you are able to interpret that quite clearly compared to just verbally express yourself. So now the fourth one is imagination. So imagination is really it's really powerful as you draw. I mean, back those days when I was in the art course, we are encouraged to move and study in illustration. So creativity in that form allows you to have spaces in exercising your imagination. So as you start drawing, I mean, a shape of a cup can sort of you don't just draw a cup, but you can blend it with a cup and a cat. So when you have a cup and a cat, your imagination sort of blend in these two elements and it become like a cup cat. So so a cup cat could be different from people depends on what sort of cats they have in their mind, and so that allows them to really build their sort of elaborate their imagination. So that actually allow you to exercise your imagination ability as well, and just throwing things around and come up with something really unique. So yeah, so that's imagination. Now the fifth one is communication. There is certain limitation to communication. Like if you look at back those days, when there are only lithography or like typesettings, and visual is really limited. Now these days we have so many visual forms that we can just an image and a photos or a video can interpret so much more effective. And like again, like because words, communication of words alone has limitation of expressing. Like let's say if I say a cat again, what you're thinking, what sort of cat that you're thinking and what I'm thinking is slightly different, because I might be thinking a black cat and you could be thinking about a different cat. So so that is just a word cat alone can have that variations, because your experience, my experience is slightly different. So but when it comes to drawings, if you draw a particular cat and you're getting closer to the what cat that we are thinking right now. So this so that actually take you to one step forward to in terms of bridging the gap of words communication to interpretation of the reality of what you're going to talk about. Now yeah, so these are 5 points that I personally think that with drawings it will help you think better. And while in terms of being in a creative sense, this would generally help a person to really communicate effectively. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions or anything you like to ask, just comment on the video below. And if you like this video, just click like and share this video to anyone that you think might help them. And yeah, guys, have a good week, and then we'll talk to you soon. Bye.